weapon of a bike here I've got myself in Ethiopia. Look, that's kind of the indicator. This doesn't work. Well, the gears work. Gears work. These are clearly facing the wrong way. Maybe not in Africa. The back brake doesn't work. The front brake doesn't work very well. The actual throttle is shit. But
fantastic. Time I stop, I get these kids asking me for beer or bottles or pens. They're sweet though. Okay, wave guys. Hey, how are you? Okay, you're gonna share it though, yeah? Okay?
I love you.
Everywhere I go in Africa, I seem to be the latest circus attraction to hit town. I've just come down the other side of the hill from Lalibela. Now Lalibela is in the far north of Ethiopia and is mostly famous for the temple of St. George, which is carved into the ground essentially. Now today is St. George's Day, so there's a large procession that we've just come through in the town, which carries a replica Ark of the Covenant around some of the religious sites. So this is the temple of St. George. Kind of difficult to get an idea of the scale here because I'm standing on some big hill, but if I kind of look at these guys down there, that might to give you an idea. So this is the procession for St. George. Now I'm kind of shocked that there's so many people turn. I don't know why, but there's thousands of people here. I guess churches back home would die for the numbers of people that are just continually, they're so devout. It's unbelievable, to me, to the point of complete ignorance. But that's my opinion, I guess. But they do seem pretty damn happy. So I don't know if it's alcohol fueled or what, though, but they're certainly very happy. Okay, good, we're getting ready here to sacrifice some virgins. No, I'm not kidding, I don't know what's going on here. I think they're just dancing around this tree. So, we'll see. So this is the accumulation of the parade, essentially, where these religious guys hang around and say something, whatever, and those guys holding that thing here are actually covering the Ark of the Covenant, allegedly. Well, back to the trip again, and I think I'm gonna try and generally head off in that direction and see what happens. Okay, bike started, so that's relief, and on we go. Clearly one of the most difficult things with using this handheld while I'm trying to drive this motorbike is trying to keep the camera steady. Now, as you can see, particularly great at it, but I have a production crew of 1. Obstacle number 1 in Ethiopia. Hitchhiker. Trust my motorbike riding skills to give him a lift. Anyway, look at that. It looks like a volcano over there. There's some random people. Always carrying stuff. Straw. Alright. what amazes me is you just come across these people in Ethiopia just walking about miles and miles, like 20 miles from any nearest village or anything.
Here's some more of them. Oh my god, they're not carried in it. Amazing.
I have to say that there's just something exceptionally elegant about this land and of the Ethiopian people. I don't know why, but yeah, it's there for everyone to see.
Okay, so now me and my trusty steed. Where is she? Look, she's a beauty. Have arrived at this riverbed that we kind of saw before. And considering I don't know how much petrol this has or uses, it's probably wise that I head back. Look at this country though. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Clearly it's getting a bit dark. I've not seen one bit of trouble yet whatsoever. I think it's the most beautiful, beautiful place. Now I'm going to come back here to start motorbike trip around like this. I kind of think that taking your fancy BMW maybe is not the point here. Africa on a motorbike is things like that. You get yourself beat up, Yamaha, whatever, KT125, bucket of shit, and you just go until it dies. Possible, I don't know. Anyway. To be honest, I'm not even sure what side of the road to drive on here. I'm guessing the right, because they seem to be more right than anything. But I don't think anyone's ever said or, you know. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter that much because there's fucking no traffic anyway. From cows and goats and donkeys. Look at this, it's just incredible. It's almost like something the land that time forgot. I wish I had the camera rolling then. I slowed down to avoid some cows on the road and turned the camera, or didn't turn it off and put it down. And this rabid dog started chasing me on my motorbike. And the motorbike's not really fast enough to outrun the dog. So I couldn't get away from it. Anyway, it was pretty funny. The only trouble I have now is
because I'm not wearing a helmet and it's kind of like nightfall, I'm constantly getting hit in the face by bugs. Now, I don't know if you've been to Ethiopia, but Jesus, there's some pretty goddamn big bugs here. And you know, they bloody well hard when they hit you square in the face. See that big hill up? That's where I have to go up and around to get back to Lalibela. But let's just hope this little motorbike has the guts in it. So I think I'm just going to stop at the top of this hill somewhere and see if we can get a view here. How the hell do I do that? It's going to be pretty difficult, I think. Hold on. Okay, we had to stop because I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big ditch around where I was really wanting to go. But just look at that. This is Africa. Beautiful. Okay, so this is fantastic. And then very difficult to see. Oh look, there we go. Is the road I've come up. The camera doesn't want to focus on it. Oh, look at that sky. Somewhere around here you can see the stars. There we go. How incredible. Okay, I'm about to switch on the low light thing because there's not much light as you can see. However, what is good is I found the light for the motorbike and it works. It didn't work earlier. Anyway, see the shape where it's going. Okay, this is what I'm driving in, and I don't know if you can see the road there. Anyway, that's Lalibela, I think. I hope. Because if this is not Lalibela, then I'm totally fucked. Okay, I think this is Lalibela. Certainly people around. But, yeah, you can see if there's no lights. Where's the road? So, despite the absence of any signs of Ethiopia at all, we made it back to Lalibela, and now I'm enjoying some Toledo, this orange thing, local